What's up, Goddess Gang? Today we are back with another video, and today we have an exciting video. So it's a little exciting, at least. You guys, I decided to do acrylic and I have a lot to talk to you guys about. So just bear with me through this nail design. I really did terrible on this design. I don't know what I was doing, but I enjoyed the process. If you guys saw one of my previous uploads, I told you about, I showed you guys a few failed nail designs, and this is one of them. So I decided I wanted to do my nails, and I decided I wanted to do acrylic because acrylic is really the best in my opinion. Even though I do like to wear hard gel nails and sometimes builder gel nails, they're not really as strong as I like, and acrylic nails get pretty hard, so they tend to be pretty strong. And of course, if I was going to do acrylic, I had to do XXL, so we got some pretty long nails. The shape was okay, but what I wanted to tell you guys was that I forgot to mix my acrylic powder before I used it. So that acrylic powder has been sitting on the shelf for months. The acrylic powder has probably settled, and I didn't even mix it up before I used it. So thank goodness I wasn't even filming. I was like, I'm just going to apply this nail set and see how I do, because it's been like at least 6 months since I've worked with acrylic. I don't even know if I've done acrylic nails at all this year, but I wanted to practice, and then I realized I forgot to mix my acrylic powder, so I had to deal with that, which didn't turn out too bad, but it was honestly, I don't know if you guys saw the first clip, it was pretty horrible, like really horrible. But you know, I wanted to talk to you guys about sometimes when you know that the odds are going to be against you when you do your nails, and you just kind of like stick it out. So I had those few failed nail designs that I showed you guys before, and then on this set it's so weird because I text myself and told myself what nails I wanted to do, but I forgot that I text myself and told myself that. So when I was doing my nails, I was sitting there like, what design do I want to do? What design do I want to do? And I couldn't like really figure it out. So I did a little practice, and I worked with some colors that I may want to, experiment with, and some design ideas, but overall I was just drawing blanks. And I think it was because I knew in the back of my mind that I wanted to do something, but when I couldn't figure it out, I kind of just went with it, and it was a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. So I wanted to make sure I did it on my non-dominant hand, so that if I needed to file the design off, I would be able to use my dominant hand. And then as I was working on the set, like, I just was not feeling it at all. And I was just trying to go with it. Like, how bad can it be? Just go with it. It should start to work out at some point. By the end of these nails, my nails had so many layers of polish on them that they were super bulky. And during the time that I was doing this set on this hand, I remembered sort of what I wanted to do on the actual full set. So I ended up doing that on the next hand. You guys are going to see that in a future video. Super, super, super adorable nail set, and super easy, believe it or not. Even though it was a little intricate, it was super easy. But this design is going to be an epic fail. I just really practiced. I really enjoyed, but I didn't know. It was like jumping off of a cliff, honestly, and like hoping and praying that there was going to be a parachute, even though I knew there wouldn't be. So I wanted to play around. This was looking pretty cute at first, but because I didn't know what I was really doing and I just went with it, it just turned into like, it just went downhill completely. But I want to emphasize how sometimes, especially when you practice every single day, or like if you work in a nail salon, especially like the salon girlies versus DIY girlies, I feel like the salon girlies have a leg up in the sense that they have more practice and experience because they do client after client, which each client wants something different. When we tend to do our nails on our own, it's like typically you might have a favorite length or a favorite shape. Some girls only wear one length length in one shape, especially the DIY nail girls. So going into this, I knew that the odds were against me, but my whole goal, no matter what, was like just push this set out, because it was kind of like the one brick that I needed to like knock down in order to knock down the entire wall. So I was like, look, you're going to have creator's block. You don't know what you're going to do on this design, this nail set. You're experimenting with designs that you've never even done before. So you don't even know what the heck you're doing, but just ride it out, you know, just let that it's all about an energy transfer in my perspective. So I had this pent up creative energy and I didn't really know what direction I wanted to take. I also there's so many trendy nail designs that are like, oh my God, I actually want to try that nail design. And then there's also the opportunity to do like a design out of my own ideas, you know? And then there's always the option of doing like an intricate design, which might include like, you know, like fine detail nail art, or a more basic design that's like more trendy and popular, a little simpler to do, but still requires maybe not particularly skill, but like certain products. Like I have magnetic cat eye gel on here. I have the watercolor nail gel on here. So you know, things like that. But overall, you guys are going to see the end result. I have to say, out of all the nail designs I've ever done, this nail design was the most embarrassing, because I don't know what I was doing or what I was thinking. I ended up using a glitter on the nails, and it's actually a flash glitter, and in hindsight, I'm like, that's just too much reflectiveness on these nails. And then I ended up basically covering up the watercolor design in the background, which I also was like, okay, well, that was pretty stupid. And needless to say, because the nails were so bulky, the shape was totally freaking off. And so I don't know. I think they're creative and cool, like individually on their own. I hate the index finger, but it's kind of giving like Christmas vibes. But I really like the thumb, honestly. I think the thumb is my favorite. And then the pinky, I pretty much like. I like the middle finger too, but the ring and the index, I don't really care for. And then I was like, what? I can't just leave the nails like this. So then I added more on top, and you guys, I was like, if they couldn't have gotten any worse, this just totally screwed the nails up. And I just am so embarrassed by this design, but I feel good knowing I got that energy out of me. And when you guys see the design that I did on the other hand, you're gonna be like, oh my God, okay, that was so worth it to sacrifice this one trashy design. And I say that lightly because I know that some people are probably going to think that is a cute design. What do you mean? But for me, it didn't flow and it didn't feel like my style. So anyways, until next time, I holla y'all. Peace.